Okay, welcome. I'm going to show how to sharpen pruning tools with the Lee Valley diamond sharpening stick, which I know several garden club members have bought. This is the little beast, and the first thing I'll demonstrate is how to use it. So there's a knurled knob at the top, which you turn anti-clockwise, and that releases the file. And if we look at the file's got, it can do three jobs. There's a flat side to it, which is what we will use. There's a rounded edge, which you'd use for serrated knives with a scallop edge, and that little line down the back is for sharpening fish hooks for fishermen. So what we do is take it out our pocket. It's a nice little clip. Slide it in. So we've got a good length. Use most of the length. Tighten it up, and we're ready to go. I'm going to show you a pair of pruners that need work before you sharpen them. If you close in on these Felcos, you'll see the deposit from cutting soft tissue, and it's sugary and it builds up and it makes a bit of a sticky mess on both sides. If I sharpened this dirty, I would clog up my sharpening edge. So before you think of sharpening, make sure the tool is clean, and that's easily done with some wire wool, some water, and just get that crud off. Okay, now I want to show you the pruners, and if you come in fairly close, these are what is known as overlap pruners. As you see, as I close them up, this blade crosses over the bottom blade, and when they're closed, it's easy to tell the surface that you need to sharpen because it's on top there. So we sharpen on, this is what I call the convex or thicker side, because on the other side, this is where we want a really close match, so that the cutting edge goes very close to the support or the anvil. So we're going to be sharpening just this one edge. That's all you have to do. And when sharpening, safety gloves. So wear gloves. I am not going to do it because if I do, I will hide up what I'm doing. But I do encourage everyone sharpening tools to wear gloves. Okay, so now I have my pliers. I'm going to show you how to hold the pliers, the pruners, and you do it like this. So take your non-usual hand as though you're going to cut with it. Hold them upright with the sharp edge towards you. Pick up your sharpening stick, and all you do is very lightly stroke that edge with the flat side. See, I'm putting no pressure on it, but that's all that's needed. If I was to lean on this and put real pressure on, I might chip the actual blade. So it's just a matter of maybe a dozen strokes, and that's firmed up and you can see I'm getting a little bit of a shine on the edge there. And that's it, close up. And you're done from the filing point of view. What I suggest you do if you have a kitchen steel like this is a very fine file, and it will polish the edge. And if you polish the edge, it'll make your sharp edge last longer, because you're taking away all those microscopic saw projections. So I just take this and and every time I go over there, I'm just taking off the microscopic little teeth that are left from the filing, and I'm getting a smooth, sharp edge, which will last you much longer than if you leave a rough edge from the file.
So Roger, this tool right here that you're talking about, that's just a regular knife sharpener?
Yeah, most people have one of these in their kitchen, and it's you can see the lines on it. This is a very old one, but that's the only scraping abrasive surface. It's very fine, and it's really a polish.
Okay.
The old-fashioned hairdressers used to, using a razor to shave someone, used to use a leather strop, which is yet another degree of fineness to give you an edge. All right, so I'll quickly go over the steps. So a very quick review. Clean pruners. So make sure you're dealing with clean pruners. Set up your sharpening stick so you've got a nice length. Use the flat side of the sharpening stick. Hold the pruners in your hand so that you've got the edge that you want to sharpen next to you, and then just lay this along the line and lightly, very lightly, sweep for about 16 to 20 strokes. Finish off with a polishing with a kitchen steel. Same motion, just run this along. You can actually hear that this is a smoother noise than the rasp from the file. And that's done. And don't forget, use gloves, because this is very sharp now. Okay, thanks. So I've been demonstrating on this pair of quite cheap pliers, less than $20. Sorry, I said pruners, not pliers, pruners. Most people go for the Felco brand, which are marvelous. And one of the advantages of Felco is different parts are replaceable. So if for instance this whole blade gets misused and you can't sharpen it or use it, it can be taken off and a new one put on. But the big difference between these two is the quality of the steel. So I like the cheaper ones because there's more iron than steel, than stainless in it, and that's softer, it's easier to sharpen. So as long as you keep it clean, sharpening this is less trouble than sharpening your Felco. I usually spend quite a lot of time at the beginning of the season cleaning and sharpening you know, my Felcos, and then every time after every use I clean them and do what I've shown you on the video, just touch them up. If I was to ignore the cheap pair, they would be rusted up by the end of the year and throwaways. So this, you know, goes to show if you look after your tools, then you can get by with not spending a fortune on them.
So Roger, tell me about whether you need to oil your pruners and when you might do that.
Okay, it's not a bad idea, especially as we're using pruners in the wet weather of the spring, doing roses, fruit trees and so on. So after you sharpen it, take a little bit of sewing machine oil, or you can use olive oil, a few dabs, and what this does, it limits any corrosion, any rusting that might go on. Put it on, just wipe it. That's all that is needed.
Great, thank you.